Hey everybody, I just arrived at the court and there is a fire right outside on the hill right out behind the court. Hopefully I can hear you through all this wind. Dude, I thought it was windy last week. It's worse this week. It's whipping out here, man. So I'm going to show you guys it from this angle. We've had a very dry winter. All the snow's gone off the mountains. There should be snow on these mountains. There's a little bit there, but there should be snow on these mountains for at least into July. Now the snow's gone by May. And the snow provides moisture on these hills and mountains, the runoff, so that fires don't happen there as well. The global warming and the heat intensifying and all this shit. No rain, lack of water, more fires are going to be prominent in this area. And here it is, the beginning of June, winds are whipping, and we got a massive fire. It's doubled in size since I've been here in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to show you guys. Let me stand up on the hill. Stay there, Winston. Yeah, it's fucking out of control, man. Few hundred feet in just 10 minutes. Oh man. I hope that it doesn't catch the houses on fire. Shit. We decided to wrap things up, everybody. We're gonna go up to the MAC Center to get out of this wind and smoke. Fire's getting pretty bad. I can imagine they're not gonna get it out. It's expanded triple in size since I've been here. Hey everybody, it's Lord Rick, coach and owner of the Paranormal and Ghost Society Phantom Sports Team and Association. And before I post last week's scrimmage videos or practice videos, as call them whatever you want, I wanted to go over a couple things. And I've always been one of these guys that's been very vocal. I speak my mind when I find it necessary. I really don't care what other people think. If I cared what other people think, I would look, act, and dress a certain way. But I really don't care what others think. Despite that factor, I've spent my whole life being punished for not who I am as a person, but for how I look. It doesn't matter if I go out onto the basketball court and I score 10 three-pointers in one game. Does not matter. It does not matter if I make defensive plays diving on the ground the entire game. Because when you go out there and you want to be yourself, you often end up being punished for it. Call it jealousy. You're always going to get a couple assholes in sports. And the reason why you get people in sports who act a certain way is because they think that, like in basketball, every guy thinks they're LeBron James. Every guy thinks they're Michael Jordan. And really, I could sit back all day long like this and be like, you're making this mistake, you're making that mistake, you're making that mistake, you know, this and this and this and that. And as a coach, my job is to observe. It's really not to play. I play with my team because I want to make sure that my guys are out there getting a good workout and those kind of things. But it doesn't do any good because a lot of people in sports nowadays, especially in the Carson City area, those guys have never paid for college or pro teams or leagues before. And so when you're dealing with a place like the MAC, you deal with a lot of riffraff as well, as you guys are aware, or at least as some of my friends are aware from playing at the MAC previously. And as you guys are aware, the MAC opened up about 5-6 years ago. I've been playing newly after it opened. I started playing for other teams, but when I realized that those other teams would bench 3 or 4 other players the entire game and not treat people right, and there was racism and all these other things going on, I was like, you know, I'm forming my own basketball team. In the last few years, I've seen a lot from forming my own basketball team. For example, a few years ago, what we accomplished in the league was amazing. I mean, we came in there was the same teams for years playing in the Carson City area, and we made a lasting impact. A lot of games we came close to winning, and we won a game, but a lot of games were right to the very end, and these were really good teams. We're talking teams that are capable of putting up in a half hour 80, 90 points. So I was proud of what we did, but at the same time, being a coach, you also see a lot of disappointment from other people who don't want to commit to the sport. The only reason why most people play basketball is they want to show off, and it's like you and a million other guys can put a ball in a hoop. Anybody could put a basketball in a hoop. Anybody. Sometimes I can score six, seven threes in a row. But if you can't pass or defend or dribble or work with others or treat others with respect, are you really that great of a basketball player? No, you're not. Like I said, anybody can throw up a basketball, and a lot of you know that I've been boasting a team now for a few years at the MAC, and I started doing this because I felt like it was important to get the community involved in sports. The thing about Carson City is that they lack a lot of sports. It's either baseball, pickleball, or basketball here. That's it. And I've spent the last few years trying to get the Carson City to open up to other sports such as football, lacrosse, street hockey or floor hockey. And they just won't do it. They will not do it. And it's getting old. Because really for me, basketball's always been a side sport. I'm good at basketball when I want to be good. And notice I say when I want to be good. Because most of the time on that court, I'm not even trying. And that's the honest truth. I'm just hanging out, chilling, having a good time with my friends. Because if I was trying. Because I'd be diving and blocking balls and stealing and, but I'm one of these type of people that I believe that practice with your teammates is probably one of the best things you could do. If you guys are aware, in the last year, it's been pretty hard in the sports community because of COVID-19. Therefore, there's a lot of sports facilities that were closed, or you were mandated to wear a mask, or there could be no competing. Like at the MAC, you were allowed to shoot. You couldn't play a game. You couldn't have more than 3 on a court. You had to wear your mask. There was just all sorts of rules. And they ended up canceling not 1 season, but 2 seasons of league. And when you're a guy that's almost 50 years old, or we had a lot of older guys on our team, even a year is crucial from how you play from 1 year to the next. Because each year, the older you get, chances are you're going to slow down even a little. Whether it's at dribbling, or maybe you get more fatigued, whatever. I mean, the one thing you can't stop is Mother Nature, but you can't stop getting old. The only thing you can do is continue to work out, keep in shape, try to better your game, practice, that kind of thing. And I spent the last year trying to get the community involved, bringing hundreds of people down to the MAC. And a lot of these people don't realize, you guys wouldn't have anybody to play with if it wasn't for me to bring so many people down to the MAC to play. Sports brings people together, so does basketball. To a certain degree. I mean, it depends who you throw in the mix as well. I mean, you get some guy who thinks that because he can throw a ball in the hoop, he's all that. It isn't going to work out. And I don't want to play with those kind of people. I don't want to play with somebody who's egotistical or big-headed. Because it's just remember, is that I'm out there only giving you 50, 60%. I'm not going to give you 100%. I'm not going to re-injure myself so that I can't walk again. 3 years ago, I was playing in a league game. It was a really close game. It was all the way to the end, and near the end of the game, a guy went up and fell down on my ankle because I tried to defend him under the hoop from scoring, and he fell straight down, and I had to be carried off. And I remember I spent a good year trying to rehabilitate. I remember that I could not walk. I had a cane. Could not play basketball. Could not play, let alone any sports, because the amount of pain I was in and the ability that I could not walk, and I had to have ankle reconstruction. It's a miracle today that I'm out there running on the court. And it's a miracle that I'm faster than about 80-90% of most guys on the court. So, you're probably wondering why I'm doing the video. There's actually a few reasons and few important points I'm going to touch base on, and you should listen. My fans should listen to this, along with my team members, and anybody who decides they want to play open basketball at the MAC, or they want to show up and ball with other guys. You really should listen to this, and most of you are probably not going to like what I got to say, but it has to be said. Because if you don't listen to me on the court, you don't listen to me eye to eye, maybe you will listen to me through our practice videos. I don't know. But what I do know, I'm a very big community person. I believe that sports brings people together. I believe that by having a basketball team that is 12, it's 10 more guys in the community that have a team to practice with, a team to play with. It's a good positive thing. More teams, more competition. More teams, more people to play open basketball with or drop-in basketball with. It's about contributing to the community. And some guys like me, we don't get thanked. There is no gratitude whatsoever for what I do. I coach a team. I'm always everybody's scapegoat. It's always Rick's fault. And I'm to a point where now, I just end up, it's like, if you're an asshole, dude, get the fuck off my team. You can go find out elsewhere. Go play for somebody else. And after a few months, when they treat you like garbage and they're not your friends, and they bench you and treat you like you're last on the list, don't come talk to me. Because truly, I like to think I'm one of the more gifted coaches. I'm one of these coaches that I don't just stand aside and just bark orders at people. I get involved. I practice with my team. I play with my team. It's very rare to have a coach like that these days. Because a lot of coaches, usually, they're good at running their mouths. They're good at running their mouths, and it's all they do. They don't play. They don't know how to play the game of basketball. And I've been playing basketball for over 20 years. And, I've had some breaks in between because my kids, I raised 3 boys. They're all grown, they're all out of the house. But back then, I had enough for my own basketball team. I played basketball a long time. I've ran other sports teams. I've had a soccer team, a hockey team, a basketball team. I've played hockey with NHLers. People want to lecture me about defense. I played hockey with NHLers. You're going to lecture me about defense, dude? You really want me to defend you? Because if I defend you, I'm going to lay you out on the floor. So, first off, let's not go there, okay? Because I want people to realize something. I mean, the last, month or so, if you guys, we have quite a fan base. If you guys been watching the videos that I post here and there on the net and through our group and stuff, you guys have kind of seen in the last month my game's been slipping. I won't even say it's slipping. If you notice, I'm not scoring as much, I'm not making as many threes, I'm not chasing after people as much, and people sit there and they ride me, and they ride me, and they ride me. And it's like, then you wonder why I don't even try anymore. It's pitiful. The amount of desperation that exists when you go to a place like the MAC. What it's supposed to be is a group of guys getting out, having a good time together. You smoke a little bit of bud, go for a beer after playing basketball, chill, pass the ball around, have a good time. You don't go there to get a lifetime injury. You don't go there to be bullied. You don't go to the MAC Center to deal with thugs. And so, a few years, I've been more and more adamant about holding practices. And when COVID came, our season got canceled. So I said, last summer ago, I was like last spring, last summer, maybe into the beginning of fall, I said, we'll get our team together every week, maybe twice a week, and we will play at Shull's Ranch. Beautiful outdoor venue. Beautiful views, pretty women jogging around in the park, real friendly place, lots of dogs. Just an all-around great place. Personally, myself, I like it better than the MAC. Because when you hang at the MAC, you start to realize there are people who steal your basketballs. There are bullies. So when the COVID had hit, the MAC Center had closed. And eventually, after a few months, they decided to do a reservation system where you put the reservations in, and then your team or your friends could come out and utilize that court. Because now you had a registration and, things were more organized. You didn't have to show up at the MAC and deal with a bunch of bullies or a bunch of thugs or a bunch of show-offs or a bunch of people who just really, a bunch of people who really are just pretend like they're great basketball players, like they're LeBron James, and really, yeah, you can put the ball in the hoop, but that's all you know how to do. You know nothing about the elements of basketball. And when I go out there, the thing is, you guys can watch over and over and over and watch, and you guys will see me on film performing. There are games where if we play up to 11, I have 8, 9, 10 of those points. I mean, and not only that, but I'm playing defense. So I'm like a defenseman that's scoring a majority of the points per game. And it's not every game. It just depends on what I feel like doing as a coach. I may go out there and say, you know what? I'm just going to show you guys how it's done. And there may be other times where I just want to be the kingmaker and set my guys up to be successful. And so we played all summer, we played into the fall, and then around October, November of 2020, we started to make reservations back at the MAC, and it was great. I mean, our team was showing up, we were having 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, just between us team members. No drama, nobody riding each other, no bullying going on. I have a few disabled friends here and there and people that I know that will show up. All was great. And then recently the MAC had opened up and lifted restrictions, the COVID restrictions, and everybody, including the grandma, started coming out to the MAC to play basketball. And the problem is with the MAC Center is they got a couple broken hoops. So that just closes a couple courts. And then you have the high school and you have the middle school utilizing courts. You have the Boys and Girls Club utilizing courts. So pretty soon there's only one court open and 50 guys on one court. So they raise their prices, you pay to drop in, and you don't even get to play basketball. Or you end up showing up and now you're dealing with a bunch of 20-year-old punks. And I know a punk when I see a punk. And I see a lot of punks out there, and, it's like you think to yourself, why would I want to show up? What do I have to prove to these punks? I've played in the league. I've been successful. I've had game-winning shots. Why do I need to go out and impress myself to some 20-year-old punk? Why do I have to do that? Why do you have to do that? Especially when you're almost my age of 50 years old. You don't need to do that, man. I've paid my dues in society. I've contributed to the community by having a basketball team, because that's dozens and dozens of guys didn't have any basketball until they met me. They didn't have anywhere to play. They didn't have any team. They didn't have any practices. And I'll be damned if I let it all be for nothing. And I just think it's so funny that the MAC opened back up and now they're overbooked. There's rims being broke, which the city will never fix. If there's a rim that breaks, it'll be months, maybe even up to a year before the city fixes it. So now that they opened the MAC up, I decided, you know what? I'm getting sick of these punks throwing their fits, punching walls, I'm sick of the drama. I've never been one of these drama type of guys, not even sports. I'm one of these people that, mum's the word. I don't need to run my mouth. And you know what they say about people that run their mouths? They're really not that great of players because they spend their whole time running their mouth and they actually don't play the game. They're just running their mouth because they're looking to take attention off themselves. They're looking for a scapegoat. And lately, I've been everybody's scapegoat. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. You know, it's not my fault we lose a game. It's not my fault some guy who's 20 years old, while I'm 50 years old, runs faster. You know, that's age is age, man. You can't fight age. Still pretty fast for my age, right? I mean, you guys see me out there. I'm pretty fast. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to disappoint my fans, and I've never quit anything, but I'm about to shut down the whole basketball thing because it's gotten really ridiculous. And a couple weeks ago when they opened the MAC Center, I gave it a couple weeks to try to see how things go. I had one player who decided once they opened the MAC that he no longer needed to play with our team members. Wouldn't even say a word to me for 3 weeks. It's like, really, this is what I get for covering you financially for the last fucking 6 months? He still owes me money, you know. But this is what I get for offering rides, for paying people's money, or, you know, fees or whatever the case is. A lot of people owe me money on my team. Will I ever see the money? Probably not. I have all the people that owe me money, a whole book of fucking names, trying to see if they'll come clean and actually pay me what they owe me. No. Rick's a nice guy. Rick will just pay my fees. Like, you're grown men. You work. Pay your own fees. Stop relying on me to pay your fees. Okay, and if I am going to pay your fees, you don't put me as a last man standing. You don't put me last on the list. I'm on your team. You got my back, I got your back. If you don't have my back, you can get the hell off my team. It's just that simple. But anyhow, as I was getting back to what I was saying before I get sidetracked, I had taken the team and we decided to play back at the MAC through late fall, into winter and early spring. Because it had gotten dark early, it was still chilly out. Until we could play back outside at Shull's Ranch again. Because, you know, it's great to play indoors in the winter months. But in the summer months, they don't cool the place. It's hot, it's stuffy. They're overbooked. They don't open all the courts. It's a huge facility. There's over 12 hoops. But none of them, like 90% of them, are never open. So when you show up to play basketball, you have to share the court with 50 other people. That includes the hotheads, the bullies, egotistical punks, and you know, it's like I come from New York, man. I mean, the king of ballers are from New York. I mean, there are decent ballers in New York. You know, I used to take on 2-3 guys at once because I had that good of a three-pointer. I would never lose. Every time I threw the ball, it was 3. It's kind of hard. I could give you your 2 points and still stay up 1 point ahead of you every play. So, you know, back in the day, I was a really good baller, and I'm still a very well-rounded, decent baller. But I just cannot believe the shitstorm of shit I have seen in the last few weeks. Not just on my team, but at the MAC. I mean, it's just been unbelievable at the amount of bullshit that goes on. And I'm so discouraged because I've never really quit anything in my life. But why should I continue to do for others when they don't continue to do for me? You know, it's a two-way street, man. And so I decided after the last couple weeks, I'm like, you know what? We just need to go back to the park. We need to focus on our team. Because it doesn't matter, you know, we can play all these people who could play all these other punks and all these other people that hang out at the MAC, but it's only going to lead to bad things. It's going to lead to permanent injuries on our team. It's going to lead to, because I see it all the time. I see guys on other teams trying to trip my guys. People try to trip me. They try to play, when they can't beat you, then they start to play unfair. I'm to a point where I'm just like, we'll play back outside. Nothing like being outdoors. It's a beautiful outdoor court. It's the only court that's not damaged in Carson City. Because don't you know, everything in Carson City is damaged. All the hoops, the parks, the vandalism, and the city don't fix nothing. Just like the city is not innovative about sports and doesn't want to bring any new sports and new ideas. And Scott, who runs the MAC, I am very disappointed. I mean, you bring up football to this guy, he doesn't get any football going. It's never, we don't have no room, we don't have, okay, the Parks and Rec owns all these, the Parks and Recreation of Carson City is in charge of all the parks. Do not tell me there's no room to play football when you have 10 parks with open grass and open land. You can have a football game. It's just like hockey. Oh, there's nowhere, we don't want to ruin the floor at the MAC. Okay, well, one of the parks you own has tennis courts with no nets. It's fenced in. Why can't there be roller or floor hockey there? What is wrong with lacrosse? You could have indoor lacrosse. What is wrong with having the league a couple times a year? We have to wait till March to play our first season of basketball since COVID had hit. Because they didn't want to postpone the league. Because I was told, this is what I was told a few months ago, we're not going to postpone the league till May or June because probably we're going to have to wear a mask and we're not going to be fully open. We are fully open in Carson City. No mask required at the MAC Center. Yet guess what, folks? No basketball season. We get told we got to wait till March. That is 2 years older I am. I'm almost 50 years old. And I've had to wait 2 more years to play in the league. Meanwhile, guys get faster, guys get better, and guys like me have really suffered through the COVID crisis. Because once you reach your 30s and 40s, I wouldn't say you're going downhill, but age has its toll on your muscles, your bones, your athletic ability. That's why so many guys in pro sports in the NBA and NFL, that's why those guys retire. Because it's really hard on the body past a certain age. And when you're like me, I've had multiple sports injuries. One that I almost could not walk from. I came back from it a couple of years ago, but I promised myself I am not going to get myself injured over a measly, silly basketball practice or even drop in basketball. It's just stupid. So, we're back at the park. We're back at Shull's Ranch. And last week ago, there was a fire near the court, a brush fire. The winds were kicking up dust because they're doing construction, building homes around there. It was also throwing smoke onto the court. It was really close by. We thought they were going to evacuate us anyways. So we ended up packing up our stuff, and lo and behold, I get stuck back at the MAC. Because I was like, let's just go to the MAC. I mean, it's the only other place we can play at besides Shull's Ranch. And if it's too windy and there's smoke and they're about to evacuate the neighborhood, we really don't have a choice but to go elsewhere. We don't want to waste our time when we're already out there with our basketballs ready to play. So I went back down to the MAC, and lo and behold, the same shit happens. We have team members who all of a sudden, it's like I'm the coach, and you think you're in charge. You think you're going to decide on who's on what team, who's playing, who's going to be benched. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like, you don't do that shit to me. You don't bench your coach. And you certainly don't nag your coach. And you certainly don't tell your coach what to do. And you certainly don't tell your coach how to play. It gets old. Because meanwhile, while Mike's telling me, cover him, Joe's telling me, cover him, and Tony's telling me, cover him, and pretty soon it's like I got 3-4 guys that are fucking riding me. You guys ever know what I mean by riding in sports? Like when you play a sport and somebody who's not the coach is riding you, or you come on out, like you play open drop in basketball and you get 2-3 guys that think because they could put a basketball on the hoop that they're LeBron James, so they think that that gives them authority over you. There's like 3-4 guys that are 20 years old who think that they have authority over me when I run my own team and own my own team. A team that did very well, may I add, a few years ago in the league, one of the most competitive leagues in Carson City. And it's a joke. It's become a joke. But, for the last month or so, if you guys have noticed, my game's declined. Why is my game declined? Because I know you guys like to see how exciting is some of my three-pointers and long-distance shots I make. I know you guys love to see that. And I haven't been scoring as much, doing as much defensively, because I'm just kind of over the bullshit. It's like, dude, if you bring drama right from the get-go, I'm not going to even try. I'm sorry. But if you're going to yell at me in front of 20-year-olds, if you're going to bitch and moan, and all you care about is winning, you're in the wrong sport. Because before you can win, you need to get your own team in order. And there is no order. It goes to guys' heads. Automatically they assume, we're going to have a game of basketball, and it goes to their heads, and they don't think. I guess my team's not going to like this, and I'm not going to mention names because I will not embarrass you as some of you have embarrassed me. And we're going to start with one person at a time, okay? We have this one guy, and he's kicked off. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But about 6 months ago, I invited him out to start playing with us. The dude owes me money from multiple court rentals. He's one of those types that he'll give me $3 and think that he's okay for a few weeks when it's like $3 a week, dude. He gives me $12 and says, I'm good for a few months. I don't have, excuse me, dude, what, you can't add? You give me $12 and you owe me $6. Okay? That gives you 2 weeks to be able to play. And the dude's arguing with me in front of my team. It's like, go back to school, learn how to do math. You're stupid. And I know that sounds harsh, but when there's no reason for me to steal. I sometimes make $1,000 in one fucking day. And my girlfriend makes laws for the state, and me and her are a pretty well-to-do couple. We don't need your $3, okay? I do a lot of charity work. In fact, I'll let you play for free as long as you don't run your fucking mouth. And that's the problem. You keep running your mouth. Why should I let you play for free? You work, pay your own basketball. It's kind of funny how you offer people rides, you pay for their basketball, and you do them all these favors. And then they turn around and they treat you like shit in front of a bunch of little boys on a court. It's like, those little boys are not your friends, man. Okay, you got this guy who's like 45 years old. Do you think these people are your friends? You're just a body to play basketball with. But when it really comes down to it, when they boast a team, they're not going to invite you to play on their team. You're not going to be on their team. And if you are on their team, you're never going to get in hardly any playing time because they're going to put all their little thuggish friends in and all their buddies in while you are sidelined. Let's just get that off the table or off my chest, okay? But anyhow, the dude spent the last month or two riding me. Rick, every time I missed a pass. Rick, it's like, you people are ridiculous. I'm going to miss passes. There's going to be mistakes made. I'm going to jump up and somebody's going to get the ball over my hands or head. It's basketball. And if you look in the NBA, when they put up 140 points in scoring, they put up 140 points in scoring because there's mistakes that were made. Not even mistakes. There could be good play just on both sides. How would you feel, ask yourselves this, how would you feel if you ran a community team? Just out of the goodness of your heart because you wanted guys to have a fair team with no racism, no bullying, guys that are able to get lots of playing time and exercise. How would you feel if you ran a team like that? And then all of a sudden, people started taking advantage of you, not paying their dues, not showing the practice, and just dismissing you, not even playing basketball with you or your teammates. And so we have this guy on our team. He rides me constantly as if he don't make no mistakes. He makes a million mistakes out there. A million mistakes. Dude owes me money. Dude's out there, never subs, because he's all high and mighty. Like, he's too good to sub. And my rule is, if we have 7, 8 of our guys, each of us subs once. We rotate. So everybody gets equal subbing. So that, because I had a disabled guy quit because they were benching him 3-4 games in a row, and that's not right either. We don't bench somebody 3-4 times in a row, make up excuses for it. You'll get in the next game. You'll get in the next game. No, we don't do that on the Paranormal Ghost Society Phantoms. You want to play for me, you're going to play fairly. We're not going to deal with a bunch of bullshit. We're not going to deal with a bunch of drama either. So, the last few weeks, dude's like playing off with other people, doesn't even play with his own team. Every time I do play with him, he's like fucking scolding me. You gotta wait to put it up. I'm not even under the net to get the rebound. Dude, even if you were under the net, you still would not get my rebound. And then he tells me a few weeks ago not to shoot. Excuse me, not to shoot, dude? I am an awesome three-pointer. You want me to shoot, you fucking moron? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I don't make it, it's going to hit rim. I very rarely airball it. The only time I airball it is if my focus is off. And my focus has been off a month, and I guess I kind of want to explain to my fans and some of my personal team members as to why it's off. It's because I'm constantly being disrupted. This dude will... we've been showing up and dropping basketball, and we got to share the court and all that stuff. This dude, I show up a couple weeks ago, I'm this dude's coach, and this dude doesn't even say hi to me. He doesn't even play with his own team, doesn't even talk to me. 3 weeks now. However, when I'm on the court, he's all... Because some people, don't you know, folks, some people, they're only good at one thing. Not playing basketball, not playing hockey, not playing football, but running their dick suckers. And there's a lot of people that like to run their dick sucker. And it's happening also among my teammates. I don't see a couple members of my team scolding anyone else or telling anyone else how to play or pointing out anyone else's mistakes. It's Rick. Oh, Rick, you missed your defensive. He ran around you. Oh, Rick, block that. Oh, Rick, steal the ball. Oh, Rick, pass it to me. Oh, Rick, this. Oh, Rick, that. I'm tired of it, dude. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it anymore. Shut the fuck up or get off my team. It's just that simple. Put your money where your mouth is. Play your fucking game. Mind your own fucking business. And stay the fuck out of mine. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. But do you guys ever know what it's like to have someone just nag you, bitch and moan, whine, nag you, bitch and moan every single play? Do you guys know what that's like when you go out there and you're playing a hard game of basketball and you just get done scoring a three-pointer and you just get done stealing the ball, and then 2 seconds later, 2 seconds earlier, while everyone's praising you, 2 seconds later they're fucking demeaning you and putting you down and bitching you out, and it's like, this is embarrassing, man. I don't even want to play basketball with some of my team members anymore. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing because of how they play. It's embarrassing that I am their scapegoat. It's okay for them to have the ball stolen from them. It's okay for them to throw a bad pass to the other team. It's okay for them to miss the hoop 3-4 times in a row. But the moment I miss it once, I'm bitched out. The moment my pass is a little off, I'm bitched out. The moment that I slip up a little on defense, because I'm going to slip up. There's guys that are way faster and younger than me, and those guys, and I got a bad knee, so some of those guys are going to end up, being able to read that and go around me. But the moment any of that happens, all of a sudden, it's all Rick's fault. all Rick's fault. And so I've gotten to the point of, we got one guy on my team who, if you got something to say to me, say it to me. Don't sit there to look cool in front of all other people and demean me. And so we have this dude who has not said a word to me in 3 weeks, except to demean me on the court. After I invited this guy out to be part of the team, introduced him to other ballers because he just moved here. It's like, where do you fucking people come from? Move back to wherever hole you ever crawled back. Move back to whatever hole you crawled in to begin with. Seriously, don't come here and bring your drama. I don't want to hear it. Because each and every one of you I have beaten in basketball. Each and every one of you. That includes members of my team. Dozens of guys at the MAC I've beaten. 1-on-1, 2-on-2, whatever the case is, I've won a lot of games. And not just the games you see on film, because I don't film everything. There's a lot of times I drop in basketball, and those games are never filmed, where I'll score 11 out of 11 points, or we'll play to 15, and I have 13 of the 15 points. Bullshit. I know how to play the game. I don't need to be babysat. And we got a bunch of grown men who, in order to take away attention from their bad play, they got to come down on me in front of everybody else. I don't need to be told who to defend. I don't need to be told to play zone or man-to-man. I will play zone if I want to play fucking zone. Okay, I'm very good at zone defense. Like, if I play the center zone, you're not getting through. It's better than even playing man-to-man because I can get back in time and just block the zone. And you play man-to-man, you get some guy that's faster, it doesn't matter. He's just going to go around you if he's faster. And by the time he goes around, he's gone because he's younger and he's faster. And so not everything's about speed. Some things are about wisdom when it comes to playing a good game of basketball. And if you're smarter and you know how to cut corners and angles and be a little more patient when shooting the ball and wait for somebody to jump up and come down off the block and then throw it up, you're going to produce more off your wisdom than you are off your speed. Because speedy people end up getting sloppy. They miss a lot of layups they shouldn't miss because they're just coming at the rim too fast, too hard, and they're not really using their wisdom to be more accurate. So, I play quarterback in football. I can put this basketball the length of a court right in someone's arms without even thinking twice. And yet, we got guys that want to lecture me about passing. Are you joking, dude? I can beat any of you people watching this video. It's just, it's become a joke. And if you plan on embarrassing me further down the road, don't do it. Because from now on, I'll do it to you, and I will give you a taste of your own medicine. And I'm not going to mention names, but when you sit there and you bitch at me because I get a little tired 3-4 games into it, and some dude goes around me that just came out on the court, and you're going to be pissed because they beat me on defense or whatever the case is, okay, dude, well, just remember I'm going to do the same shit to you. Somebody goes around you on defense, and you're like, oh, you didn't cover him. Oh, you missed the shot. Oh, you didn't pass it. Why didn't you pass it? Oh, why don't you wait for me to get under the net so I can get the rebound? Don't shoot that. You know what? Think about how you treat others, and think about what you say on that court, especially to a guy like me, because I'm a well-seasoned basketball player. I may be one of the oldest guys on that court, but I still produce points every single game. Good defensive plays. Yeah, I make mistakes. I'm a human being. Do I make more mistakes in the league? Probably not, because it's a competition. We're playing for a trophy. We're playing for prize money. We're playing for respect. But when you go out on that court and you're just practicing with your team, and then 20 other people join in from God knows fucking where, do you actually think I'm going to give my right knee for you? I got a torn meniscus, chondromalacia in my knees, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, bone spurs on my neck, slip disc, bulging disc, 3 torn tendons in my ankles, which will always be damaged tendons. 3 torn tendons in my right ankle, because this is where I got severely injured and couldn't walk for over a year. And then you get some person who rides you. Like, excuse me, dude? This is team practice. The last thing you want to do in a team practice is go out there and have a career-ending injury. And when I say career-ending, I mean an injury where you can no longer play basketball, an injury where you can no longer throw a football, an injury where you can no longer play hockey, an injury where you can no longer walk. And you have 7 guys fighting over the ball, jumping and colliding into each other. I seen 7 guys jump up under the hoop. 7 guys. In the NBA, how many times do you see 7 guys jump up for the ball? 7 guys. I mean, is it really worth getting injured over a drop in basketball? But we had the fire, so we ended up going back to the MAC, and I'm hesitant. I'm like, I really don't want to play with these thugs. I don't want to play with egotistical people because, like I said, there's thousands of talented basketball players in Carson City. What you're doing is no different than the next guy. And what are you going to get if you win? What are you going to get? What do you get? Because all these guys, I got to win, I got to win, I got to win. Are you going to get a trophy? Is this league? Are you winning something for this? Nobody knows your name, and nobody gives a shit if you scored more points than the next guy, because while you may put up points in a game, I played in league, and those guys can put up 90 points in a half hour. So you're sitting there telling me, oh, you get some 20, 30-year-old punk who comes out there and big deal, he put a couple in the hoop. Big deal. What are you going to get for it? What are you going to get for it? Eventually what you're going to get is you're going to get a severe injury and you need 2-3 years of rehabilitation and surgeries and shit is what you're going to get. And so I see 7 guys all jump up and collide with each other, fighting over the ball. It's like, you people are idiots. And then they want me to get involved. How many guys do you need under the net? How many guys, it's like, and nothing pisses me off more. It's like you sit there, I got a couple guys on my team, I tell them, look, I pulled a muscle in my, up near my calf a few weeks ago. It was like maybe a month and a half ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the shoes, the Kobe Bryant shoes the Kobe's I was wearing. I don't know, but something caused a lot of pain in my right calf. And so I was coming out, but it was really sore. Like I couldn't jump on it. I couldn't block no balls on defense on it. Could barely even run out there. But I'm like, you know what? I'll come out there and I'll give you guys a little, I'll play with you guys. I probably won't be running to the net and scoring, but I'll throw up some good passes and that kind of thing. And you just get done telling this dude, I'm injured. Go easy on me. And the dude's bitching me out because I can't catch somebody who's my opponent. How retarded do you have to be, Robert? I mean, I tell this dude a million fucking times, the last month or 2. I hurt my leg. And yet you still keep riding me. Ray, get it. It's like, dude, do you not see me? I'm not running full speed because I'm injured, I'm hurt. And you keep riding me. And you do it in front of other people because you think it makes you look cool, but really you're just being a fucking bully and a jackass. And it's like, if you really want me to bully you, dude, I'll bully you. I'll bully you. Let's not go there. So, you can get the fuck off my team. You're done. I'm sick of your shit, dude. You haven't talked to me in a few weeks. You owe me money. You don't listen. You have no respect for your coach. You do when it involves you borrowing money or if you need a ride home or that kind of thing, And the point I'm trying to make is that, can you imagine you go out with your friends to play a game of basketball and instead people make you feel this low to the ground because you mess up once or twice? It's not a competition. It's not this is not league. This is team practice. Team practice, meaning we're here to practice. I mean, even in the NFL, during practice, the reason why there's very few injuries in NFL team practice is because you don't go out there and kill yourself. It's not an NFL official fucking game. It is practice to keep your stamina up, keep you moving, keep your joints moving, work on plays, that kind of thing. Chemistry is a team. And if you sit there and you put all your dice You put all your dice into a game with a bunch of 20-year-olds. You put all your dice in the drop in basketball. You will have nothing left for the league. Because by the time you get to league, you're either going to be injured permanently. If you put everything you have into, and all the heart, and you just show up for drop in basketball, it's good to play hard. It's good to compete. Is it good to play foolishly? Risky, so that you get hurt and break your foot, break your ankle, break your knee, break your back? I mean, what good is it if your whole team shows up and they give everything they do to a team practice and they have nothing left for the league? You know, everybody has to stay healthy for league. We may have a summer competition up in Reno, and you know, guys just don't get it. It's like we're not gonna injure ourselves over a bunch of 20-year-old kids. We're not going to do it. We're not going to blow our... We have an organized team. We're not going to go out there and kill ourselves over it. I don't care if I win or lose. Because like I say, by the end of the day, none of those people are going to remember that I won. Just like if I score 13 out of 13 points, you think any of those people that I'm with, when they go home, you think they're going to be thinking about how great I play basketball? Come on, dude. So... you know, we have 2-3 team members that are riding me. Don't do it. Because from now on, this is my warning to you. If you do it to me and you embarrass me in front of others and you ride me and tell me what to do and bench me, I mean, I'm the coach, dude. I pick the teams. You don't bench me, I bench you. Okay? Get it through your head. But if you're going to ride me and be a whiny bitch because you want to constantly take your shit out on me, because that's what it basically is. I'm going to take out my shit on Lord Rick because I'm sucking out here. We're losing, so it's just put it all on him. No, you're not going to put it all on me, man. You win as a team, you lose as a team. And that's from a coach's perspective. And if you're so worried about being better, then you need to step it up and score more. If you're so worried about being better, you need to get more rebounds. If you're so worried about defense, then you need to get your ass back. It takes me 3 seconds to run the length of a full court. And last week, Wednesday, I was the only one making it back to my hoop, yet I was the one getting yelled at. The only one from one end of the court to the other end, covering 1, 2, 3 guys. But somehow that's my fault. If you're so worried about it, maybe you need to get back on defense. You know, and it's like the guy that's riding me, a couple guys that are riding me, they're not getting back on defense at all. They're too slow. And they're slow and they become lazy out there. Because and it's like, but it's my fault, right? It's my fault. A guy that's 50 years old can get from one end of the court in under 3 seconds. And then the other team scores, but it's my fault, right? You should be glad that I don't bench you because you're not getting back with me in time. It's me versus 2, 3 guys on defense. It's not, I mean, I'm playing defense. It's me versus 2 or 3 guys on the other team who are playing offense. How do you stop that when it's just you get the only one getting back? But somehow it's me. It's all my fault, right? So, you know, let this be a lesson to you from now on. If I see you bullying me or I see you bullying another player, I'm going to put you in your place, and you're not going to like it. So don't do it. Do not ride me. Do not say shit to me. Do not tell me how to play. Do not bitch me out because I didn't cover someone on defense. It's like, yeah, but you didn't seal 10 plays before I ran the length of the court and did stop people completely defensively. And you didn't praise me for that shit, but you fucking want to ride me because I decided to not cover a guy once or twice. Ooh, big deal. I'm almost 50 years old with the torn fucking meniscus. What do you expect? You're lucky I'm able to get back on the other end of the court in time to try to break up the play. And you want to sit there and bitch and moan? You know, next time you do that, I'm going to say, well, I don't see you on defense. Next time you bitch at me for missing a basket, I'm going to bitch at you for missing 4 in a row. I'm done. I'm done. You want to bully me, I'll become the biggest bully you ever seen. And it'll be miserable. You'll be miserable out there because I'll embarrass you like you embarrass me. And I'll give you a taste of your own medicine. Don't do it. You don't bench me and other players for some 13-year-old kids. are guys that just show up. I paid my $5 at the MAC. My guy, everybody pays their own fee. We don't deserve to be benched like that. You take care of your own team first, or you don't be on a team. Team first. It was funny because we had this guy last week, and he says to me, and I don't know if it captured him in video because I got to edit and go through the videos, but the guy says to me, "Do you ever play defense?" I'm thinking, dude, I've played defense against NHLers. If you really want me to play defense, I'll put you through a fucking wall. Oh, I defended. I put you through a wall and stole the ball. Is that what you want? Is that what you really want? And the dude says, "Do you ever play defense?" Like 2 seconds earlier, I just stole the ball from somebody. 2 seconds, 10 seconds before that, I broke up a 2-on-1, and I was in the middle, and I broke it up. So it's like, open up your eyes and see, dude. I am playing defense, but I don't play for you. You are not my father. You are not my coach. You are not my boss. I have purposely been throwing games at the MAC. I've been doing it on purpose. Missing baskets, not scoring, not trying, because all I ever see is dudes running their dick suckers. A couple of them are from my team, and it needs to fucking stop. You're not going to run your mouth anymore on my team. That's my job. I'm the coach. And if you don't like it, you can go play with a bunch of other guys, and when other people treat you poorly, you're going to really see who your real friends are. This is how I look at it, because I played hockey for years. Everybody has everyone's back. And that's with any team. Football, baseball, hockey, If somebody disrespects one of my team members, I'm going to walk up, I don't care who you are, and I'm going to say, "Look, that's not cool. You don't treat my team members that way. You don't treat my friends that way." And apparently my guys have either never played on a team or don't know what being on a team's about, because I totally got disrespected by this guy Wednesday who was like, "Do you ever play defense?" after I just broke up a play previously. But that other play, that dude went around me and scored, and I just couldn't catch him, and I let him have the basketball. What's the point? I'm not going to kill myself. Like I say, for me, it's team practice. I don't want to get injured now, so I can't play in the competition. What's the point of even, what's the point? What's the point if you injure yourself now and then you're not able to play later? What is the point? It's just practice. So, dude starts mouthing off to me and all this shit. Well, I wear this big brace on my knee. I get knee injections. I go through all this stuff so that I had a knee operation so that I can continue to enjoy sports. And I told the dude, I said, "Are you fucking blind? Do you not see my knees bandaged? So if I miss a guy on defense, then you don't put me up against you don't put me up against a guy who's a really, Class A top tier baller. You cover that guy. Oh wait, you won't. You won't, because you want to use me as a scapegoat because you don't want to look like the idiot when that dude goes around you, And I told the dude, I was like, "Look, man, it's hard for me to play. I play injured. I always play injured. Every time I step onto that court, I have to play through all my injuries and my pain, which is why people find me so inspiring. And I'm such an inspiration, because it's gotten more people out of the house because they're able to say, "You know what? Maybe I can work past my pain and play too." Because we've had guys that had serious pain and they come out to try to keep active, to try to keep involved, to try to work past their pain issues. That's why a lot of us guys play. A lot of us do. And it's sad that you can be injured and try to work past your pain, and then you get a couple asshats on the court who sit there and undermine you, make you feel this small. And it's just it's like you're lucky I'm even out here trying, man. But anyways, this dude picks a fight with me and says to me, and I said to him, "Can't you see I'm injured? Can't you see these are permanent injuries I have to deal with the rest of my life. I'm lucky to be walking again. I've come a long ways from not being able to walk a couple years ago to being out there to be able to run from one court to the other hoop and block on defense. That deserves praise, respect. And instead of getting the respect that I deserve and the praise that I deserve, instead I get bitched at by a bunch of my own players who are this close to being kicked off the team permanently. Because I'm just not going to put up with that shit. Leave me the fuck alone. There ain't gonna be no shit if you don't stir no shit. And that's just the way it goes. Because if you want me to stir shit, I can be the biggest shit fucking disturber you ever fucking seen. You know what I mean? I could yell at you every time you make a mistake. I could point it out. And I'm tired of people pointing out my mistakes. I know how to play this game. I'm very good at this game. I've beaten every single one of my guys on my team. Every single one of my guys I've beaten. I've beaten a majority of people at the MAC. But yet, people still treat me like a third fucking rate piece of garbage. You know what I'm saying? If you're not Michael Jordan or LeBron James, you're just worth shit. You know what I mean? You miss a basket, you're worth shit. You make a mistake on defense, you're worth shit. People make mistakes. People are human beings. That's what sports is about, is capitalizing on the other player's mistakes. So I make a mistake, you capitalize, you score. I'll get you out there, you'll make a mistake, and when you do, I'll be there to score or steal the ball from you. It goes both ways. But I don't need to be babysat. I'm the oldest guy on that court, and you got a bunch of dudes think that they're going to tell me what to do, when I can play and can't play, who I can play with, how to pass, how to defend, what position to play. It's not going to happen no more. I play the position that I want. You don't decide for me. You don't decide if I get benched. This is in high school. You don't decide, give me permission to shoot it or not. I will shoot it if I am open for the shot. And they only have, and then they want to complain about losing. You lose because you nag me. And when you nag me, I throw the game. Stop nagging me. Because that's your punishment for nagging me. If I see you're acting like a little whiny bitch, okay, I'll throw the game. I'll purposely miss the hoop because I don't need to hear your fucking mouth. And your mouth just keeps going and going and going and going. Rick. You know, I'm not trying to come across as a jerk, but I feel almost like I have to be a jerk. Because if I don't start acting like a jerk, people are just continuing to walk on me. And it was okay. You know, when we practiced at the MAC through December, January, February, March, even into April. But once May rolled around, a couple players on my team started letting this get to their heads. You know, instead of it being a team practice, it was more caring about all these other people who are not on our team and what they think, and about impressing others, and, you know, taking out their shit on me. Don't take it out on me, because I'll fight you. You know, I will. I will fight you. And it'll be the last thing you do. So, let's not go there. You know, you want to show, you want to become an asshole to me, just remember, when you get a taste of your own medicine out there, you'll probably think twice about, maybe I shouldn't fuck with them. So don't do it. Don't go there. That's, you know, my advice to you. And this is a warning for anybody who joins my team and thinks it's okay to bully the coach, disrespect the coach and the team owner. It's like, I'm giving you a team to play on, dude. I'm handling all the finances. I'm fronting the money. I'm holding practices. You don't just treat somebody that way. And this guy, we got this guy who's been riding me for a month and a half. I'm done. You know, the dude doesn't show to the park. Not my fault you got a DUI and you're on probation for 2 years. Who'd you hit? You don't get no probation for 2 years for your first DUI, dude. You're a repeat offender. Okay? Not my fault that you can't drive or make it to the park. Call an Uber. I don't know what to tell you. Don't get pissed at me because I want to hold practice at the park. I'm the coach. I hold practice wherever we say we're going to hold practice. You don't have a say. I make the final decision on my team, and I do what's best for my team. If I feel like my team is getting too mixed up with all these thugs and fighting and everything else and drama and shit, I'm going to take our practices, we're going to move elsewhere. Because we're not going to deal with that. We're there to play basketball. We're there to initiate plays. We're there to help each other grow as a team. And you can't do that when you have 20 other punks in the mix of things. You know, it's never going to happen. You know, I mean, I guess what it comes down to is, you know, I got everybody's back, but does everybody have my back? You know, it was my birthday and not one member of my team even said happy birthday. And these are people I fronted money for. These are people who still owe me money. I'm not going to mention names, But there's quite a few people who missed a week or a couple weeks or on and off, and that shit adds up. In total, my team probably owes me $60, $70 in total. And I've covered their money. And that doesn't include last year's ref fees and game fees and registration fees. So we're talking hundreds of dollars I lose out on. But yet, I'm the guy that everybody wants to take their shit out on when they lose. It's always my fault. Like I don't see you fucking running the full length of the court and stop and breaking up that play. I don't see you making that many baskets. You're so great, then how about you make more baskets? You're so great, how about you steal the ball? Instead of complaining about what I do and don't do. So, I had some dude start shit with me last week, Wednesday, which is why I didn't want to go to the MAC. I got stuck at the MAC because there was a fire over by Shoals Ranch, so Big James, Little James, and myself decided, we'll go play at the MAC Center. And, this is not the first time there's been an incident. Last year, we were having our preseason game, and like these 5-6 punks walked on our court and said, "We're playing, get off the court." And I stood up. I said, "This is our court, our preseason game. Go." And I almost got in a fight with like 4 or 5 guys. And guess what? Not one person, not one team member had my back. Not one at the MAC Center. Last week, Wednesday, same thing. Some dude starting shit. None of my team members had my back. None of them. But would I have their back? You bet. You bet I'd have their back. But it's okay for me to have their back. But when it comes to someone having my back, oh, forget it. I don't want to have his back. Why? Because of how I look. Rings, nails, long hair, tattoos. Just because I look different doesn't mean I deserve to be someone's punching bag or deserve to be mistreated. I'm a very rewarding basketball player, but I'm sick of, let's be captains. And then they make these 2 thugs fucking captains, or they make one of my team members a captain and a punk at the MAC a captain. Guess what? I get benched. Nobody even picks me. And it's like, if I was captain, I would pick myself. Because I would want the big guy. I would want the fast big guy. I would want the guy that can shoot the 3-pointers. If not, at least hit rim so there's rebounds that we could turn into points. I would want the guy who's a quarterback. But see, I would choose myself. And I would choose myself because I would want somebody who doesn't bring drama. I would want somebody who's tall and big and fast and has a good 3-point shooter, because like 90% of my shots hit rim. I can shoot from half court and still hit rim with one hand. I always had an accurate arm. I'm a quarterback, And so that's, I would want guys like that on my team. But it's just getting really old that some team members decide to take upon themselves that they are the team owner and the coach, and they decide what players of mine get to sit, what players of mine get to play. We got people on my team who, 2-3 guys will show up at the MAC, and all of a sudden it's like, Rick doesn't exist. Little James doesn't exist. Little James and myself get benched for a bunch of 13-year-old kids last week, Wednesday. That was one thing that pissed me off. Like, what the hell, dude? Our team sticks together. We play together. We don't sit there and tell a bunch of 13-year-old kids, hey, I'm going to bench my players while you guys get to play. I don't think so. You take care of your own first. If you can't take care of your own, you get off my team. Okay, because when I started running this team, I promised no racism, no bullying, no unfairness, because I know what it's like to be treated unfair in society. And I know what it's like. The reason why a lot of guys never come back at the MAC is because they get scared away with all the punks and the drama and the bullshit. And so that's what we're doing. We're playing at Shoals Ranch for the rest of summer. I will not play at the MAC. We'll start practicing at the MAC come this fall, and the agreement's going to be with our team is you play with your team and your team only unless I say otherwise. You don't like it, then you don't have to be on our team. It's team practice. because I'm not going to start letting in a bunch of people who are full of drama and bullshit. You know, we got one guy who's constantly demeaning me. He's supposed to be on our team. You don't demean other teammates. You don't treat other teammates that way. You don't bitch at a teammate in front of 20 other people. You don't do that. You got a few guys this has gone to their heads. They've gotten too big-headed. It's become, instead of team practice, it's all become about winning, bragging, boasting, ego, playing with others, and that's not what team practice is about. Team practice is, you know, how can we play against other people? We can't even get our own team organized. If you ever watch my team, okay, my team only moves the ball 2 or 3 times. Go watch some of the old league videos. Some of those teams are moving the ball 8, 9 times. And guess what? They're beating our asses. Same thing last week, Wednesday. You know, all the guys running their mouth are the guys that only are moving the ball once. You know, when you can move the ball 5, 6, 7 times, then come talk to me. Okay? But, you know, the MAC has become a place of not talent, but a bunch of punks and ball hogs, basically. And that's with any sport, and that's with anywhere you play sports, I could imagine, based on my experience of playing sports over the years and being involved, owning teams and things like that. But it's not going to happen on my team. And so, it kind of shocks me that last week there was 2 people that did not have my back. They just stood there and watched. And it's just like, really? You're going to let this guy disrespect me? I don't let anybody disrespect you. I don't let anybody mistreat you on that court. We're a team. We play together every week, once or twice, for the last year. You put your team first. Not some fucking idiot who's running his mouth starting fucking shit. And the dude that's starting shit is a terrible passer. The dude never passes. Not even if he has anyone else on his team who's a good player, the dude still don't pass. He'll try to go through 3, 4 guys and then he'll miss. And that's okay. He'll laugh about it. But if you miss, oh no, you know, you'll never hear the end of it because he'll just bitch about it. And so, you know, there's going to be a few people in upcoming videos you're probably never going to see play basketball for us. Because those guys are just done. I'm done. And there's some of you who are on my team that are on thin ice now. Because now I know that A, you don't have my back. B, you only care about playing. You don't care if who you bench or whose feelings you hurt. 3, you're running your mouth too much on the court. Stop worrying about my mistakes. Worry about your own. I know my mistakes. I'm a pretty decent basketball player. I know if a guy goes around me or I miss the jump and don't time it right to block a ball, I know my mistakes. I don't need Tom, Dick, and Harry pointing out my mistakes. Hey, did you know that you didn't play defense or you missed this and that? Yes, I know. I am the coach. I coach basketball. Okay, yes, I know my mistakes. Do you ever think maybe I just made the mistake because I felt like it's not worth getting under the hoop and getting injured and having a permanent season-ender injury? You ever think that maybe I missed a shot at purpose because you won't shut your mouth? I don't need to be told to shoot it. If I am open, I will take the shot. I am a very, if you are nice to me, you will find out that I'm probably one of the best basketball players you will ever play with. And you'll almost win 90% of your games. Just shut the fuck up. Because once you start fucking running your mouth, I'm not going to even try out there. I'm not going to even throw you passes anymore. And eventually what's going to happen is you're just going to piss me off. And there's going to be a boiling point where I'm just going to come down on you in front of everybody. So don't do it. Think before you say shit to me. Think. Don't sit there and tell me, oh, cover him, cover him, cover him, cover him. I already chose a guy to cover. I don't need you to confuse me even more, and then you're just going to blow the game because I already got a guy covered. So, you know, I feel like I've addressed some issues. There's another issue. I want to bring something up. I mean, what a better time to announce the fact that I'm leaving the Carson City area. I'm not staying here. There's a lot of reasons that reflected my decision. The housing market's getting ridiculous. Apartments are now, 2-bedroom apartments are now costing almost $3,000 here. When I first moved here, you could get for $600 something a 2-bedroom apartment. When I first moved here, you could rent a house for $750. Guess how much it is to rent a house now? $3,000. Guess how much I pay to live where I do? $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. So, A, the housing's affected me. B, I'm tired of all the crime and all the idiots moving up here. This area has doubled in population. When I moved up here, it was probably maybe about 300,000 in this area. 350,000. Guess what? Now there's like 700,000. And in the next 5 to 6 years, it'll be up to 1 million. I moved up here to, play basketball, enjoy the small town life. And it's just not going my way. It's not a small town anymore. Even the MAC has changed. When I first used to play at the MAC, I used to play with a lot of cool people. And those people are no longer around. Everybody's left the area. Max exodus. There's just a lot of people coming up from Dallas, LA, and all these other major cities, Chicago, New York City, and these people just come here and they've changed the culture. They've changed the attitude. They come up here, they bully others. I got guys that are disabled. They're not here to win. They're not here to make great plays. They just want to exercise. And yet, these guys get bullied. It's like, oh, we're bullying handicapped people now. We're bullying disabled people now. And so I don't know when I'm moving, but I told my family I probably am going to leave after league. Winter league, I'm probably moving. So I'll probably have 1 season of basketball up here in Carson, and I'm gone. And it has, like I said, it's the crime, it's the expenses, it's the people. Carson City used to be one of the nicest. They used to have some of the nicest locals, even some of the nicest guys to play basketball with. It's not like that anymore. Like 90% of the people that are here now have moved here from other major cities. They have no clue how to play sports. They have no clue how to be a team. They have no clue about anything other than they run their mouths, It's all about big heads and egos and winning. It's not about exercising with your friends or chilling with your friends or practicing. It's all about, I got to win. I got to win. I got to show off. Dude, what do you got to show off to me? I don't care if you score 20 points in the game. When I go home to spend time with my family, you're the last thing I'll be thinking about. I don't care, dude. You're not impressing me because I could play just as good as you. I could be a ball hog. I could be a ball hog and run to the net over and over and over and over and score 20 points. Anybody could do that. It takes a real special person to be a leader out there, to show leadership, to be a team player, to show compassion for others. Like if some guy's out there playing injured with a knee brace, I'm not going to put him down. I'm not going to start shit with him. The dude's struggling. He's injured. But last week, in front of my team, some guy told me to no longer play basketball again because I have a bad knee. And 2 of my team players walked away and did nothing. Not a thing about it. It's like, dude, you're going to let this idiot talk to your coach or team owner this way? You guys wouldn't have basketball if it wasn't for me to invite you out and involve you in this. Especially with COVID in the last year. I paid for the court. I rented the court. I paid most people's fees. I give people rides. And now that things are open back up and a bunch of thugs are invited out, it's fuck Rick. Fuck Lord Rick. And it's like, you better believe, assholes, you better believe I can beat most of you in the game of basketball. You bet your ass I could, and I can embarrass you out there. I choose not to do it because I'm a team player, and it's not about winning for me. Because I could go out there and win constantly and be greedy with the ball and keep running in the net and use my size to put it in. I could do all that shit. Do I want to get injured again so I don't get to play in league? No. I want my guys to bloom as players. That is why I'm out there, to supervise us, so that way I can tell them later on at the end of the game, hey, we need to work on more passes. We're not. And I say it every week and they don't listen. But they expect me to listen to their commands and, oh, Rick, you need to do this and that. Okay, well, how about this? I'll do what you say when you do what I say. And when I say more passing, I want to see more passing. Not one rinky-dink fucking pass and then you put the ball up. You know what I'm saying? It's always the guys that run their mouths that are the guys that make the most mistakes. So if you're out there running your mouth towards me, it's probably because you're screwing up out there. It's not because I'm screwing up. Because it means you're too busy watching me and you're not playing your own position or doing enough out there for yourself. Just saying. So, you know, I thought about canceling the team. I've had a lot of time to reflect. I'm like, I might as well just cancel practice. What's the point? What's the point if you're going to bitch me out in front of 20 other people? And you know what was sad? Is that I had 2-3 of my friends or players riding my ass. And guess what? Then other people started doing it. Pretty soon I had 4 or 5 people riding my ass every fucking game. How do you expect me to play a good winning game of basketball, to defend, or to focus when I shoot my threes if people won't shut their fucking mouths just once? Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Do you want to win? You shut your mouth. Don't say shit to me anymore. Don't. Because from now on, this is a warning to anybody who doesn't. And I'm not talking about all my team members, only talking about a couple people. Run your mouth. I dare you to. Run your mouth. Bully me. Tell me what to do. Bench me. And I will make a fucking stink and I will make a scene. And I will give you a taste of your own medicine. Instead, what I'll do, every time you got the ball and you make a mistake, I'll say, you made a mistake. You dropped the ball. Oh, it was stolen. You missed a shot. Oh, you're not stepping up. Do you really want to make this a pissing match with me? Do you really want that? Because I will make it that. And I guarantee you, if I start fucking riding you, pretty soon other guys will join in. And you will get a taste of your own medicine. Don't do it. Okay? Otherwise, there will be no team. And you can go play for another team and you can find out how fucked it is on other people's teams. When they're racist, when they fucking bench you, when they don't give you enough playing time, when they start riding your ass. I don't need someone to ride my ass. I'm almost 50 years old. I know the mistakes I make in basketball. But I'm an old man. I can only move so fast and jump so high. So, it is what it is. And so, before what you're going to see next, you're going to see some full court games, because I did record a few full court games from last week, Wednesday. We got there late because of the fire, because I had to drive from Shoals Ranch to the MAC Center. So we already lost an hour of playing time, but I did manage to at least record 4 or 5 games. You're going to see a lot of ball hogging. A lot of people, you're going to see me, you're going to see a lot of ball hogging. You're going to see a lot of people who can't get back on defense, but yet that's my fault, right? I'm one guy going up against 2-3 people on defense, but it's my fault. It's like, if it's my fault, dude, then how about you get your own ass back to the other end of the court? I watch. Nobody ever gets back to the other end because all everybody ever cares about in basketball in Carson City is scoring. That's the only thing that matters to these people. Scoring. A monkey could throw a ball through a hoop. Big deal. Show me something besides scoring. I'm a coach. Show me something that you can do besides scoring. And see, that's the thing. My own players, we got a fairly good amount of we have some good guys on our team. River, Woody, T, you guys are doing good. You guys are fun to play with. You're team players. You're not assholes. You just come, you drive from Reno, you come and you play the game. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because I've never had to deal with any drama from you guys. Little James is turning into quite the player. I mean, he had a game-winning pass last week to me. And it's because he gave me the ball. He wasn't greedy. He gave me the ball. I was in front of the net. He gave me the ball. I had a burst of speed. I rushed in and scored. You know, those are well-seasoned veteran players. When you're able to care more about giving the ball than shooting yourself and missing the ball. You know? And but half of my team, man, they've lost their way. You know what I mean? They forgot what it means to be a team, and I'm not going to be anybody's scapegoat anymore. And that's why I'm putting out this video. I'm going to let you know, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Because it'll be the last thing you do. You will be sorry, and this is your warning. You can listen to this, and you can heed my warning, or you can continue to be an asshole to me at the MAC and find out how much of an asshole I can be back to you. Because I'll just play against you, and I'll just keep stealing the ball and up in your face, and you won't get no baskets. And then you can really find out how great of a defender I am. I don't know what to tell you. Don't run your fucking mouths. Because as a team, when you play any sport, as a team, you share the success, but you also share the loss. And no one guy is at fault. You know, the team is to blame. Because you can have players that are not as good and still win games. But there's got to be unity, you know, and everybody's got to be on the same page. And, you kind of take the heart out of somebody when your own players are benching you. It just kind of takes the heart out. It's like, why should I win for you? Why should I win for this team? Why should I score a basket on this shot? Why should I steal the ball? You're just going to fucking bitch me out. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're just going to bench me anyways. It gets to a point where it just becomes like your heart and soul's out of it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm moving, too. Because I'm just tired. I'm tired of the fact that Carson City doesn't offer diverse sports. I keep bringing it up in meetings. I keep bringing it up to Scott, the director, and it just keeps getting dismissed. It's always an excuse. It's always an excuse of why they don't have football here. It's like, why? Because you like basketball and baseball, so, you know, forget hockey, forget football, forget lacrosse, forget all the other sports. You know, I like baseball, so we're just going to host a bunch of baseball this year. That's nice, but I don't play baseball. I have lots of friends here that want to play other sports, and these guys are not coming out. And the city could earn a lot more money. The city could earn tens of thousands of dollars if they just listen to me. And that money could go towards fixing up the parks, the hoops, buying more sports equipment, bettering the rec center, bettering the park, all that stuff, if they want to boast other sports. Because I've brought into the MAC this year 500 new faces to the MAC. You think the MAC cares that I brought them more money, more funding? Do you think that these other people that play basketball, dropping basketball care that I brought a bunch of new faces so that they could have players to ball with? A lot of these people that are balling at the MAC, I brought there through advertising, inviting people. I've worked very hard in the last year bringing people out. And, but, I mean, I'll be damned if I stay in Carson City. I'll be damned if I stay in Nevada. You know, it's like, change my mind. Show me something different. And I haven't seen nothing different. All I've ever run across anymore are thugs, idiots, assholes, everywhere. It doesn't matter if they're, you know, someone on the streets. You know, I had to chase a guy breaking into a car a few months ago and apprehend him because he's breaking in people's vehicles. I bet that didn't make the news. Now, did it? I mean, you know, but I moved here because at the time I moved here, it was small town life. And at the time they only had in league maybe 5 basketball teams. Now they have like 15. So things have grown out here considerably. But when I came out here a while back ago, you know, things were different. And now that I've been living here a while and I see the high cost of living and I play basketball and all I deal with are fucking asshats. It's like, do I really want to stay here and be involved in this community? Do I really want to stay here and continue to boast basketball for a bunch of ungrateful people who don't pay me when money is due, or don't show the games, or sit there and pretend to be they're my friend, and then we get on that court and they're everybody else's friend and it's fuck Rick. No, people nowadays don't have no sense of loyalty in sports. And everybody, you know, when it comes to Carson City, a lot of these guys have not played pro sports. They have not. I play with NHLers, man, and you know, for NHL. And, you know, I know what it's like to play with pros. I've played with a lot of pros in my time sports. I'm an athlete is what I am. I'm just older and it's harder for me to, you know, pivot and move around. But I'm still a very good athlete, and I'm very good at sports. And I've always been good at sports, but pending that people leave me the fuck alone. When you start nagging me like a little whiny ass bitch, you really think I'm going to be able to focus or produce what you want me to produce? I mean, the decision in my life has come down to a few things, and I mean, I don't really want to break this news to my fans. I really don't want to break it to my friends. I don't even want to break it to my teammates because, you know, I have plans to keep the basketball team around for 10 years, but a lot's changed my mind, I guess, in the last couple of years. The city won't boast any other sports. Scott's in charge of the MAC Center. It's always, like I say, an excuse. You know, the only thing they ever have is basketball for 8 weeks once a year, and then most of the year's pickleball and baseball. You have all this parks and recreation space, and you don't boast any flag football, lacrosse, hockey, soccer. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Nobody's getting any younger. And I am moving probably by April. I'll probably stick around for one season of basketball. And win or lose, I'm going to be out there playing the game, and you can be a part of the team or not. I really don't care at this point. But I don't want to stay here anymore. I mean, I think people are awful to one another, you know. I've seen it time and time again. I see people get treated horribly. The city will not advance their sports. I've tried to hold meetings. Because really, basketball is a side sport. I'm a hockey player, like NHL level hockey player. And I'm a pretty good soccer player, and I'm a really, really fine football player. Like, I hardly ever will drop a reception. And the same thing goes quarterbacking. I can put a ball 60 yards down the field in your arms. I mean, I'm a very talented athlete. But I'm not a talented athlete when I feel like I'm playing for other people instead of myself. And in the last few years, you know, I've had a lot of people bully me and ride me, and it's like, dude, it's like you're lucky you don't get a taste of your own medicine. But eventually people do, because they push me past the boiling point. Like last week, this dude's telling me that what I can and can't do, like he's my coach or dad. It's like, dude, I paid my $5 to play here just as much as you. And I don't deserve to be benched. I don't deserve to sit and watch you play. I paid my $5 too. If you don't want to play with me, then go play on the other fucking team. You don't have to play on the same team as me. Some of my players, they find out that they meet a bunch of other ballers and they don't want to play for my team anymore. They don't want to play for me. And it's like, well, good luck with that, but the grass is not always greener on the other side. You know, see if they'll give you rides. See if they'll pay your fees. See if they'll not ride your ass because I'm not around to be ridden anymore. Because that's all it comes down to. If I take myself out of the equation, then these people can't ride me. And what's funny is they'll end up riding each other and fighting with each other. I see it all the time down there, man. People fighting with one another and shit and not getting along. You know, but the moment Rick comes out there, let's egg on the man who has permanent disabilities. Let's use him as a scapegoat. And I'm not going to be anybody's scapegoat. So in the future, you know, for the next 19 weeks, we'll play at the park. If we do have to play down at the MAC any earlier or this fall, I'm changing things up, okay? There's going to be a whole list of rules. I'm going to print them out, and if you disobey the rules, you will not play on my team. It's that simple. Or what's going to happen is I'll continue to let you play on my team, and I'll bully you like you did me or somebody else. And you won't like it, because I'll do the same thing. I will say the same shit you say to me. Oh, how come you didn't cover him? Oh, you missed it. How come you shot that? And I'm just going to get on your case so you can see what it's like to be ridden. You know, it's like, you want to ride my ass, dude? Really? You want to ride my ass? When I've been playing in the leagues and everything else for years down at the MAC. That's not cool, man. And the people that are often doing it are people who are not Nevadans, have never lived here, probably only been playing at the MAC a few weeks of their whole life. So, I'm moving. So, you people don't obviously have to deal with me here in Carson City anymore, because it's obvious that you don't appreciate me as a player. And I'm a classic basketball player, man. And if you get on my good side, you will see me do a lot of good things on that court to win games. Pending that I don't have 3-4 people that aren't bothering me. I mean, it becomes, don't you think? I mean, honestly, I would think it's a little bit overwhelming if you're out there playing, you know, and your knees fucking hurting and shit like that, and you're out there playing your hardest, and all of a sudden you get 2-3 guys, like, every 30 seconds harass you. It is. It's harassment. It's harassment. Like, I don't need this shit. I don't have to put up with this shit. I can go play at Shulls Ranch for free without paying a single dime. And I can go out there and I don't have to deal with any of the drama. I don't have to deal with some 20-year-old kicking the walls because I scored. Because that's what happened a few weeks ago. I scored a couple three-pointers, and then there was some dude throwing a fit about it from the other team. And it's like, dude, who is this fucking punk? He doesn't play for us. He's not on our team. But it's gone to people's heads. And I think people have mistreated me, and I think people have been unfair, and I don't think that's cool. And so there's going to be a lot of changes. I'm removing a couple people from my team. I'm bringing in some new players. People who actually want to play and not run their dick suckers constantly, because when you run your mouth all the time, it means you're doing something wrong. Not only are you running your mouth, but, you know, you should be focusing on your own mistakes that you're making. Because if you're focused on mine, you're not playing the game of basketball. You're watching me. You're being fucking stupid. You're being an idiot. Because I don't need you to watch me and point out my mistake. I know if a guy went around me and made the shot. I know if I dribbled and lost the ball. I don't need you to tell me I did. I filmed the games. You know what I'm saying? How stupid do people think I am? When I sit here and I talk to you people with 150 IQ, and I don't live in a trailer park, all right? And lately, the amount of trailer trash that hangs at the MAC is just becoming ridiculous. That's all I ever see anymore. It's like a monkey could put a basketball in a hoop, okay? But I don't see any other skills coming from anybody. I'm moving. There's a lot of factors. MAC's one of them. I'm sick of the lack of sports. I'm sick of dealing with jerks. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to spend my money on uniforms and basketballs. Oh, speaking of basketballs, it's like I'm the only guy that owns basketballs. I bring my basketballs and everybody uses them. But I'm the jerk, right? I'm the jerk. Okay. I'm done. You hear me? I'm done. If you want to play for my team, we're going to be a group of good guys. And I'm not talking about good guys in the sense that we're all Michael Jordan. I'm talking about being good to one another. Being here to help one another be better basketball players. And you can't, if you're bitching me out in front of a bunch of thugs, you're benching me over a bunch of thugs, you're telling me what to do, even though I'm the coach, we have a serious respect issue. And you're either going to change your ways or you don't have to play for me anymore. And that's fine. But like I say, don't come to me when you find out that the grass isn't greener on the other side. Because the moment somebody starts doing it to you, you'll know how I felt as an individual. Because the funny thing is, the people that are bitching me out all the time are people I've beaten in basketball. And it's funny. It's like I've beaten you in basketball. So you can't really say anything to me because you've gotten beat from me. If you've never beaten me, maybe you have a little room to talk. You know what I'm saying? But if I've beaten you in a game of basketball in the past, it means I am capable of beating you, and you really shouldn't lecture me how to play because I can beat you just as much as you can beat me. And so are we in any place to lecture one another when we've beaten each other before? So, you know, I have a lot of decisions to make. We'll be playing at Shull's Ranch this coming Wednesday. We'll be back at the MAC probably at the end of October. There's going to be a lot of changes. We're not going to be playing with these idiots anymore. My team has to agree with that. You know, if you play with the team and that's it. Unless I say, hey, those guys are cool to play with. Because I mean, there's a lot of guys at the MAC I love playing basketball with. They're not on my team. They're friends of mine, people I've balled with over the years, people I've played with. They're good, they're sportsmanship-like guys. Shake hands after every game, great game, no bitching, no drama, no telling the other person what to do. It's just a respect thing. But there's still a few guys I don't want to play with, and yet I got team members trying to force me, the coach, to play with certain people I don't want to play with. And it's like, you don't understand, dude. There's going to be a fight. It's going to end in a fight, and I'm going to be kicked out of the MAC. And so are you. So why even let it get to the point of confrontation? You know, if you're going to act like an asshat, me and my guys aren't going to play with you. You lose out on a full court game. Me and my guys aren't going to play with you if you're acting like an asshole. You know? And that's what I was trying to say last week. I was like, I don't want to play with this dude. And yet a couple of my players or people that I know force me to have this guy on my team who's bitching about me the whole time. You know, it's like, if the guy wants to bitch at me, we don't need to be playing on the same team. We need to be playing against each other. So that way I can, you know, knock him to the floor and get him to shut the fuck up. Because I can't take his mouth anymore. I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm just not feeling it. So, with that being said, I want to thank my fans and my friends for watching our basketball videos. I want to thank you guys for your support. I'm glad that you feel inspired by me. I mean, it's really hard to come out there with all my medical issues, and I play hard. Doesn't mean I'm going to give my left arm or leg and kill myself or injure myself permanently because Tom, Dick, and Harry are telling me I need to do this, this, and that. It's not going to happen. I don't play. Understand something. And these are for the people viewing the MAC or people on my team. Okay? You are not my boss. I don't play for you. Okay? I'm trying to get out there and keep in shape so that way I'm not permanently disabled. Do you not understand this shit? Does this not sink in that hard skull of yours? Get with the program. Our team comes first, and if you can't put our team first and you don't have my back, then you don't need to be on my team. Like I said, I have this one guy who's been riding my ass, and he was doing it more and more as they opened up the MAC because he thought he looked cool in front of everybody. Now the dude hasn't said nothing in 3 weeks to me. Won't show to the park. You think that other teams are going to want you playing? You're 45 years old, dude. How long do you think that's going to last? A lot of these teams are guys in their 20s. They don't usually take outsiders, and if they do, they usually don't want no 45-year-old playing, so, you know, keep running your mouth. When it comes time for league, dude, you won't be getting an invite from me. And then we got other guys who think that they're in charge of me. You're not my boss. I'm the coach. Just remember that. Okay, you're not the captain. You don't get to decide who's benched. You don't get to tell me how to play or what to do. And if you have something to say, you say it to my face, and you can say it privately. You don't need to say it in front of a bunch of teenage kids. They start riding me too. That's just not cool. So that's how I feel. That's where I'm at. It's because of people like that is forcing a good guy like me who's been running a basketball team for years to relocate our team or move out of the area. I'm just not gonna be part of that scene, man. I'm not gonna be part of the egos and the people who think that they're Michael Jordans, and I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and play in a city who is so close-minded that they won't even have football or lacrosse or hockey. I mean, that's ridiculous. I've been saying it for years. It just gets dismissed. Like, how old do you think I'm getting, man? I'm almost 50 years old. You know, don't you think I would want to win a championship or play some of the other sports I'm really good at? See, nobody will ever play the sports that I fucking excel at. You know, basketball I play, you know, I'm a pretty decent player. But hockey and football, I will blow the house down. You know what I mean? I'm really good at certain sports. And basketball is more for endurance. I play it to keep in shape and develop endurance. And I definitely have the endurance. I can stay out there for an hour straight and play. But I get tired just as much as the next person because I am older. And I shouldn't be condemned because I'm older or I have some permanent injuries. It's not cool to do that. And to not have my team back me up is just kind of like another knife through the heart. Like, really, dude? And that dude probably wouldn't have mouthed off to me if he didn't see my friend doing it to me or another player doing it to me. But when people elsewhere see that, hey, this dude's own friends are doing it to him, then they think that's okay to do to me too. And so I'm done. Okay, because some of you don't even, you know, you think by bullying me that's going to produce your results. And you don't understand. It's not. It's embarrassing. It makes you look like an idiot. And in the end, when I blow up on you, it's not going to be funny. Okay? It's going to be embarrassing for you too. Because you're going to cause a scene. And you may even end up getting yourself kicked out. Because I guarantee they're going to kick you out before me out because I volunteer at the MAC. And I do follow the rules there. That's another thing. You know, I follow the league rules. Every time a guy steps out of bounds, I call it. Nobody listens. Every time someone travels, double dribbles, fouls, nobody listens. This guy, like I say, he's not going to be playing for our team anymore. Everything's an argument. The dude dribbles out of bounds. No, I wasn't. The ball goes on the line. He steps over the line. Oh, my foot wasn't over. Then I go watch the video and I find out that the dude's just a liar. He just, cheats, constantly cheats. And the way it works is in basketball, if you call a penalty, it's a penalty. Because you can't argue. You don't have refs. We don't have refs out there. This is just basketball for recreation, And so you got to respect your fellow man. If somebody calls me, because I've had people say, hey, Rick, you stepped out. Okay, here's the ball. We got Robert on our team who everything's an argument with. Everything's an argument. If he owes me money, he wants to argue about owing me money. If he steps out of bounds, it's an argument. But if I step out of bounds, he's the first one on there. You stepped out of bounds. Okay, but you don't see me arguing here, have the ball. Because I'll just get it back 10 seconds later, so it don't matter to me. Dude barrels through people, fouls people, you call it, just gets ignored. Everything's an argument. Wants to argue about everything. It's like, dude, I can clearly see something's not right up here that you want to argue about every single penalty out there when these are not even officiated games. And in the league, there's a rule book we have to follow in the league. You can't touch anybody, you can't reach, you can't even dribble through somebody. There's a lot of things you can't do. So when I go and I play drop-in basketball at the MAC with these guys, I try to say, hey, that's a penalty. Hey, you can't do that. Because I want to be able to play according to the facility's rules. That way it's fair for everybody. Hey, you hit his arm on a shot. Give him a penalty shot. It's a penalty. Call it like it is. And you get these guys that will run out of bounds, step out of bounds, and then hit the ball back in play. You can't do that. Just like the ball bouncing on the top of the backboard, and then it bounces in. It's out of play. The opposing team has got to take it out from out of bounds. So all I ever see at the MAC is a bunch of people cheating and committing penalties. And that's okay. But you want to bag on almost a 50-year-old guy with a knee injury because somebody dribbles around him that's faster and younger. That's stupid. That is just the stupidest thing ever. But you can't play by the rules or play fairly. In other words, a lot of people are cheating to win. They're cheating to win. They're not winning fairly. I dove and I saved the ball from out of bounds, and this Robert dude tells me, you were out of bounds. Yeah, and the difference, I'm not going to be a little bitch and argue about it. You will, though. If you dive and you go out of bounds, and I call it out of bounds, no, I wasn't. No. It's like, screw you, dude. I play in the league, man. It's my job as a coach to see who's violating penalties, not found. It's my job to observe. I'm the coach. If I tell you it's a penalty, it's a penalty. I'm not going to lie. I don't have a reason to lie to you. You're up by 4. You know what I mean? We're up by 4 or 5 points. Why am I going to lie to you? If you're out of bounds, you're out of bounds. You just can't stand being out of bounds because you're behind by 4 or 5 points. So now it's, well, no, I wasn't, because you can't stand to lose. And nothing pisses me off in basketball more than a sore loser. The Lord Rick, everybody. Now, for last week's, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on video. I'm going to show you guys the fire. And I mean, this thing grew like 5 times its size in the 10 minutes we were at Shull's Ranch. I'm going to show you guys the fire video, followed by about 4 or 5 full court games of basketball. So stay tuned. Thank you for listening. I appreciate everybody's tuning in. This was more of a coach's video, because I did wanted to, cover some points that bullying is bullying. And, we have some members of my team who are bullying me of all people. And it's like, I would not go there, because you don't know me. And you don't know, there'll be a breaking point, and you'll get bullied back from me, and it won't feel good. So don't do it to me. Just, either you want to play the game, or you want to spend your time running your mouth. It's one or the other. If I am the cause of all your problems in basketball, then maybe you need to rethink playing the sport, because not everything is my fault on that court. And the way guys act is because of how I look different, everything's my fault. You know what I mean? We lose a game, it's my fault. I miss a basket, it's my fault. You know what my answer? You know what my answer is as a coach? So I miss a basket. Where were you to put in the rebound? Just like defense. Oh, you're not defending him. Stay on him. Stay on him. Okay. Well, here's the thing, dude. You're all the way on the other court, and I'm the only one back on defense. So you're in no position to lecture me about defense when I'm the only one getting back on defense. So it doesn't matter if I'm not covering my guy because I'm taking on 2 or 3 guys because I'm the only one back. And if you're not going to have my back, I'm not going to have yours. And there'll be a time where you need me to have yours. And I'm just going to walk away and I'm just going to say, you know what? You did the same shit to me. So you reap what you sow. And I don't want to disappoint my fans. We have a lot of people that love watching my basketball games. But, you know, some people understand. I mean, some people just don't see what goes on the inside. You know, they watch these games and they don't understand. Now that things have opened up, all the little assholes have come back out. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have to deal with the assholes. I pay money to play. I bring the basketballs. I hold the practices. I'm giving out rides. I'm busting my ass out on that court, even though I have permanent medical issues. Respect, man, respect. Most people have medical issues, and that's it. They just sit on their couch, get fat, bald, and don't exercise at all. You know, I'm actually the opposite. I have medical issues, and I'm trying to overcome them, and I'm trying to go out there and make a difference in the lives of others. That's why I put together a team, because I wanted guys to be able to have a team that they could be comfortable with and make a few friends and have some beers after the game and, you know, and just have a good time. And attitudes from people is getting to be really ridiculous. It's like, I am not your punching bag. It's like, you don't know who you're dealing with. I mean, these people are lucky I'm sane. They're lucky I'm not a mass shooter. They're lucky I'm not a violent person. They're lucky. They're lucky. But imagine if I was, and you continuously, week after week, bully me, and I get to the breaking point. You guys are going to see last week's practices. I don't even call them practices because our team's hasn't been sticking together, playing together. We're inviting too many outsiders on in. All everybody ever cares about anymore is just playing big games, and you know. And I seen this guy as a really good basketball player a couple weeks ago at the MAC. That dude was benched for like an hour. Again, feelings get hurt because people ruin it for other people, and it's not just outsiders. There's a couple people on my team that really need to get a grip on shit. Okay? I mean, I had one guy quit the other day because he didn't like my honesty, and it's like, that's fine that you quit. It's like I was thinking, you know, good riddance, because this dude has tried multiple times to injure me on the court. It's like, I didn't know we were playing rugby, man. You know what I mean? These people are not considerate towards others. Like if you injure me for life and I limp the rest of my life, you're really being a fucking dickhead. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, that's the shit I deal with as a coach, man. You know what I mean? And when I go out there and I try not to look like everybody else because I'm my own person, notice that I'm the one that always takes the heat. It's always my fault. It's Rick's fault. And I'm starting to think it doesn't have anything to do with how I play basketball. It has to do with how I look. You just can't accept the fact that I'm out there with black nails, long hair, tats, and sunglasses and just gothed out. You can't deal with it. It hurts your personal pride. You know, and it's like, it just hurts your personal well-being. Start to look at it as, you're not riding me because I'm doing anything wrong out there. You're riding me because either A, you're doing something wrong, or you don't like how I look, so you think that you can just get away with bullying me. And the way I am is, I mean, it gets to the point where it's just like, you know what? Go ahead. Fucking bully me to my face. Go ahead. Start shit with me. Because I'm good at finishing shit, okay? People might be good at starting shit at the MAC, but I'm good at finishing shit, and I will finish it. Believe me when I say that, I will finish it. Same thing goes as a coach. I don't have to put up with this shit. I don't have to put up with verbal abuse from any of my players. I don't have to put up with being benched, or, it's like we're at the MAC, it takes us a half hour to play because people want to decide on who's captain, who's going to be on whose team, who gets the ball first, who's playing what position. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, I don't care who gets the ball first. I don't care whose team I'm on. I just want to play. I just want to exercise and practice. I'll play with anybody, unless you're not sportsmanlike. And we got a bunch of guys, we have a couple people on our team who are not acting very sportsmanlike. And again, I'm not mentioning names, but you're not being sportsmanlike. Okay, you're letting it get to your head. It's getting a little carried away, and it's going to bite you in the ass, man. I mean, it is, in the end, because to me, friendship matters over anything else. And if you want to have a really successful basketball team, you really got to do it with a group of guys, a core of people who are good friends, who can become good friends. Because when you're friends on the court, off the court, you're going to be friends on the court. And you're going to learn how to work with each other. You're going to learn how to pass it to each other. You're going to learn how to play together. You're going to learn how to work with each other and tolerate each other. And it's very apparent that people just can't tolerate me. Even when I'm successful and I'm scoring points, playing great defense, it doesn't matter, because it goes from praise to negativity, and I don't need to hear that. This isn't high school. And we got a bunch of guys, grown men, acting like this is high school. Oh, let's be captains. And then when a guy gets benched and he doesn't get picked, someone like me, for example, how do you think that makes me feel? I don't respect you anymore. It just makes me feel like, you know what, dude? You don't obviously care about your team. You don't obviously take care of your team first. And when you care about your ego and yourself first, you're on the wrong team. Because the reason why I ran the Paranormal Ghost Society Phantoms, so that Hispanic, white, Asian, black, and the disabled would all have a place they could call home to play sports in. All sorts of sports, not just basketball. And fear. The reason why my team works and why it's so successful is because we run, unlike a lot of other teams and people, I run a very tight ship and a very fair show. And things just not have been fair for a couple people the last month or two. It hasn't been fair. I've been trying to make it fair, but like I'm being overridden, you know what I'm saying, by certain players and things. They're just ignoring what I say, and they're acting the way they're acting is not about what our team stands for. Our team stands for fairness, no racism, equality, and those kind of things. And it's turning into that kind of thing. And I don't know if it's because there hasn't been a league in so long, or people are just coming off of COVID, or if it's because the MAC opened up and there's just a lot of heads butting up at the MAC. But I'm not going to be part of that shit show. So I can assure you, I don't care how windy it gets, I'm not playing at the MAC for the rest of summer. And it sucks because it's going to short some of my buddies that play at the MAC. It's going to short them because I can play a decent game of basketball when I'm focused and don't have a bunch of people riding and bullying and drama going on. But as far as when it comes down to playing at the MAC, it's just not going to happen. We'll try again this fall with our team members. And only our team members. When we rent a court or a hoop, it's our hoop, and it'll be played full court with our team. Maybe a couple outsiders for fun. People that I say are cool and okay. Not people who are throwing fits and temper tantrums and bullying others and acting like assholes. We're not going to play with those types of people, and I've made that clear. And yet I continuously am being forced by other team members to play with people I don't want to play with. And I keep saying over and over, I don't want to play with these guys. These guys are fucking idiots. Anybody can put a ball through a hoop. There's more skill involved in basketball than just running to the hoop and throwing the ball in. There's no skill involved in that at all. It just, you know what I mean? Because I could do the same thing. I could score 20 points a game doing that shit. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to show off. Who am I going to show off to? You'll forget my name by the time, you go home and this is over. You won't even think twice about who scored what or who scored most. When you get a bunch of grown men who act like this is high school, it kind of takes the fun out of it. It kind of hurts everybody. It kind of takes the fun out of it for everybody, my team included. And so that's why we're going to be playing at the park. And if you don't like it, you can continue to play at the MAC, but you won't be playing for my team. Okay? Because it's important we focus on our own team before we start heavily playing with and against others. Because we're losing because we don't play enough with our own team. We're losing because you're too busy watching me the entire game. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, if you guys want to continuously watch me, I mean, I don't want you to take this out of context, but you're kind of being gay if you're just watching nothing but me the whole game, So continue to be gay if you want to be gay, but just know that if you continue to ride me, I'm going to start doing it to you, and I'll make you feel as small like you've made me feel, and I'll do it in front of people so that they can do it to you. See how you like it. What I went through last week should have never happened. I should have never gotten in a fight with somebody. It shouldn't have never been an issue. So what, you win or lose? We play 5-6 full court games, you can complain because we lost a game? I mean, come on, dude. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no prizes here. Nobody's winning. And I'm not going to injure myself for you. I don't fucking care who you are. Just because you tell me to cover a guy, if I think that dude's in midair, I'm not going to jump and have another knee or ankle injury. I'm not doing it. Don't ask me to. Okay? It's one thing we're in a competition or we're in a league. Okay? We're obviously there to win and compete. So if we get injured, at least we're playing for something. Okay? But when you're playing for egos and you get injured over egos, that's when basketball becomes no longer fun, folks. This is Lord Rick, team captain, coach of the Phantoms sports team. Peace out. So everybody, 15 minutes later, both Jameses and I made it to the mat. It's too windy, the fire is expanding. It's only about a half mile to a mile from our court, and if the wind changed directions, it's possible that it could reach the court if it already hasn't, because there's a lot of empty fields behind it. So we're going to play some ball at the mat today. We decided to play indoors. The winds were gusts of over 50, 60 miles an hour, plus the fire. It was just things were getting really bad. There was dust and smoke being blown up. So I guess I'll play on this court with our brothers. So, Rick, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's do it.
It was a good game. I think that's a bank anyway for my lead. These young guys are fast. I got a nice burst of speed. And his speed put it in off the pass from the little games. And he's not little. They call him little. Because we have bigger games, little games. You have 13 joining. It's get real confusing. So,